What's up, guys? And I'm going to be doing another 2024 presidential election prediction video. This time we're going to be doing Biden versus DeSantis. So in my last video where we did Trump versus Biden, I had Trump winning 301 to I can't remember, but Trump was winning with 301. So now we're going to be doing one with DeSantis, who is kind of like the runner-up right now. He's the second place guy. And a lot of the talk with DeSantis is, and a lot of the argument on why he should be the nominee is he's more electable than Trump. And he won re-election in Florida by over 20 points and all these things. But that's not what the polling is telling us. It's not telling us that on the national numbers or the state numbers. So we're going to get into that. But first, let's take a look at the RCP results from 2020. So their final had Biden winning by 7.2, and nationally he only won by 4.5. So like 2016, they overestimated Democrat support. So if a Republican is winning in the RCP average, what does that tell you? It's going to be a blowout. So, and keep in mind, guys, Biden won the national popular vote by 4.5 points. But that translated to an Electoral College victory of only 43,000 votes across 3 swing states. So let's say Biden even is able to still win the popular vote this time around, but instead of 4.5, it's 3.5. That I could easily see that translating into a loss in the Electoral College. Clinton won by I think a little over 2 points, and she lost the Electoral College. So the Democrats have to overperform in the national vote in order to win the Electoral College. And if we take a look at where it stands right now, in 2024 with Trump versus Biden, Trump has a 3.5 lead over Biden, which is crazy because at this time in 2019, Biden was leading by 4.4, and at this point in 2015, Clinton was leading by 6.6. So again, for Trump to be up and to be up by this much, 3.5 points, realistically, that's probably going to be 5 points because Republicans are always underestimated in polls. And then if we take a look at DeSantis, he has a lead, but it's not as big as Trump's. It's 0.2. Granted, there is less polling done as DeSantis as the nominee, since it doesn't look like he's going to be. And of course, Trump. There's always an X factor with Trump. He's got the criminal trials and everything else, so you really don't know how that's going to go. But we do have some state polling here, and so we're going to go through the Electoral College and just see what a DeSantis-Biden matchup would look like. So let's go ahead and characterize the safe states, which are states that are won by 10 percentage points or more. So the West Coast, Hawaii, Illinois, New York, Vermont, all of these East Coast states, as well as D.C., excluding New Hampshire. That won't be a safe state, I don't think. And then I think that might be all the safe states. Now, the safe states for DeSantis: Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Nebraska at large, Nebraska's 3rd and 1st district, Kansas, Oklahoma, the Bible Belt minus Georgia, so with our safe states here, Indiana as well. So with our safe states, oh my goodness, I'm missing Utah. Man, what am I doing? I'm not paying attention today, I guess. All right. So with our safe states out of the way, that puts us at 180 for Biden to 142 for DeSantis. Now we have the battleground states. So let's get into likely states, which are states that would be won by more than 5%, but less than 10. So right off the bat, Texas. Trump won it by 5.6 in 2020. He won it by 9 in 2016. And considering how unpopular Biden is, and that DeSantis is not Trump, he's a more traditional Republican, Texas will see the Republicans rebound there, and I feel like it'll probably be around 8 points. Florida, his home state, obviously, I might even, you know what, I would actually characterize this as a safe state. He won it by 20 points in 2022. So, and he's really popular there. I don't see him having any problem in Florida, even if the nominee were any other Republican. Florida's a red state at this point. Even if it's not exactly by 10 points, I feel like it'll be pretty close. And then we have Iowa. Again, I hesitate with calling this a likely state. I would probably consider it a safe state at this point. Same with Ohio. I assume 8 or 9 points. But with how unpopular Biden is, I could see it being a 10-point margin for DeSantis. And I think that's all the likely Republican states. I guess actually North Carolina. Some polling out of there is showing good things for Republicans. Trump is up 9 there. He won it in both 2016 and 2020. So I expect DeSantis to win North Carolina. Now let's get into the lean states for the Democrats. Or excuse me, the likely states. So Colorado, New Mexico. These are states that were Republican a long time ago. Bush won both of them in 2004. That was the last time they went red. I don't see them ever going red again. Maybe at some point, New Mexico, if trends continue and the Hispanic vote keeps shifting to the right, I could see New Mexico becoming in play. But Colorado is far gone at this point. It's turned into a left-wing Yahoo crazy house. So I would assume at some point soon Colorado will be a safe blue state. I don't see DeSantis changing that, or any Republican. And then we can probably say Maine at large would be safe, and Maine's first district would be likely for Biden. And I guess we could say Maine's second congressional district would be likely Republican. So that puts us at 235 to 198. I believe these are all the states that Trump carried in 2020, so I expect DeSantis will have no problem carrying them this time around. Now we can get into the lean states, which are states won by more than 1% but less than 5%. So right off the bat, we can give Minnesota to Biden. It was close in 2016. It wasn't close in 2020. The polling indicates right now that it's going to be close. But this is a state that voted Democrat, hasn't voted Republican since the 70s. It voted against Ronald Reagan and his landslide victory. So I don't expect DeSantis to win there. Next, we can characterize New Hampshire. It was really, really close in 2016, and then it was not close in 2020. The state is moving to the left. I don't expect DeSantis to be able to pull off a victory there. But I expect it to be by less than 5 points, considering it's the live free or die state. They don't like incumbents, and Biden is failing miserably right now. And then probably Virginia. This was a state that was reliably Republican for decades. It went to Bush in 2004. Obama won it twice. Trump came within 5 points in 2016, and then 2020 it was like 10 points. Democrats won they flipped both houses back a few weeks ago in the 2023 elections. So this is a blue state at this point. Let's just call it for what it is. The suburbs of D.C. are just too populated with Democrats. So that leaves us with the 6 most important states and Nebraska's second congressional district, which I think Biden will win by a tilt margin. Trump won it in 16. Biden won it by a decent margin in 2020, but it was redistricted. So I think it'll be closer, but I think Biden will still have the upper hand there. And now I guess we can do the Rust Belt. So right now, DeSantis is up in the Rust Belt states, all including Wisconsin, by less than 1% in all 3 of these. Excuse me, in Michigan and Pennsylvania, but in Wisconsin he's up by 2, so that's actually a lean margin for him. The same goes for Georgia. This was the closest state in 2020. They elected a Republican governor in 2022 by 8 points. So it's a state that doesn't really like Trump, but they like Republicans. So I expect DeSantis to win it by probably 2 or 3 points. Same with Arizona. It's a state that kind of doesn't really like the MAGA Republicans, but if you have a traditional Republican like DeSantis on the ticket, I could see it flipping back and him winning it by 3 or 4 points, similar to Trump's margin in 2016. And then lastly, we have Nevada. It's been trending right every election since 2012. Went for Bush in 2004, Obama twice. Trump came within 2 in 2016, and then it's one of the few states that voted more Republican in 2020 from 2016. Adam Laxalt was real close to becoming United States Senator from Nevada. So I could easily see this being the election that Republicans flip Nevada. And if trends continue and Republicans keep making inroads with Latino voters, I could see DeSantis flipping Nevada by a tilt margin of probably less than 1%. So there you have it, guys. If Ron DeSantis is the Republican nominee, I could see him winning the Electoral College with 312 votes to Biden's 226 electoral votes. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this prediction. And stay tuned for more political coverage.